Good morning. I'm Father John Hynes here at St. Catherine of Siena Parish in the Diocese of Wilmington, Delaware. Very happy to be with you on this feast of the Ascension of our Lord. Behind me you see a map of the heavens, the stars of the northern and southern hemisphere. I like watching the stars. And to get right to the point, in today's second reading, it tells us that Christ ascended and conquered all the principalities, powers, dominions, and authorities by his ascension. I'd like to expand on that remark, strange as it may sound. In the ancient world, people believed that there were powers in the heavens above the sun and the moon and the stars, but below the angels. And these powers were, in a way, neutral, but they could be bad for human beings. They controlled the structures in human society. For instance, that there was an emperor. People believed this was decreed by the heavenly powers, that there was slavery, that there had to be wars, that this religion and that religion made an absolute claim on its adherents. These were all the work of the powers, things that people do in groups or people do by impulse, even mob violence. And what is being said by St. Paul is that the ascension means that Jesus Christ has brought all these forces in the universe under his power, under he has conquered them. But to apply it to today, we now know that the universe, as we see it, is beyond human measurement. As one person said, if you hold your thumbnail up to the sky and look at the stars through your thumbnail is probably covering 1 million galaxies of stars, which contain millions upon millions themselves. So the powers, the principalities, the dominions, the authorities, these things that people of old believed were beyond the stars, science now tells us don't exist. But they do exist in this world, and I'd like to dwell on that. We have in the world today ideologies. An ideology is a fixed idea that is not subject to review by facts. And let me detail a few of these ideologies. The first, but only one of them, is abortion, the belief that a woman has an absolute right to her own body. And so as the Supreme Court deliberates upon its decision, here in the state of Delaware, the existing laws allow abortion under most conditions. And this is, let's call it the result of a fixed notion in the minds of many people. And yet this notion is erroneous and false because it does not take into account at all the right of the person who is in the womb. And so here in our state, we do have to defy the principalities and the powers that control human events by working to get laws that protect life, at least from the beginning of the quickening in the 4th or 5th month. What the state can't control, or what we can't control before that time of the pregnancy, may not be achievable, but we must achieve what we can. Another one of these ideologies that governs so much human action is the idea is racism. And it takes the very wicked, evil form right now of the replacement theory, that there is a plot that the colored peoples shall gradually take over from the white. And this is spread by white supremacists. This is an ideology that leads directly to evil, like the killing of 12 people in Buffalo 2 weeks ago. Another ideology that I think threatens the well-being of the right to life of people is gun violence. By gun violence, I mean the interpretation of our country's constitution that says that a person can lawfully possess and use rapid fire weapons, which exist only for the purpose of killing large numbers of human beings. We're not talking about hunting rifles, we're not talking about small arms that a person might keep for legitimate self-defense in his home. We're talking about weapons designed only to kill large numbers of people. This too is an ideology that begets evil actions. I could mention many more. There's an ideology that my body belongs to me and I can do what I want with it, which is a good excuse for drug abuse. And we have a great deal of drug addiction in our country. And other ideologies. The important thing is to see is that Jesus, in ascending to heaven, did not go away from us, but rather he went to the center of human existence. God and Christ are a circle, as Pope Francis said, whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. Jesus is at the center of everything. And to be faithful to him, we have to take part in his conquest of the powers, the authorities, the dominions, and the principalities by opposing these mass tendencies in human society, which are against the right of humans to life and against human dignity itself. Well, it's been good to be with you, and raise your eyes to the heavens sometimes and see the glory of God and the stars. God bless you.